Hello, everybody. Hello, Ms. Brown.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We just wanted to have a quick little check-in to say you guys rock. We got this. You're doing an amazing job. I can't imagine any of you thought that you would be able to put on your resume that you've taught at an online school. So definitely kudos to the whole team. You're rocking it.
Great job.
So just to quickly go over next week's schedule, we're starting with A12 on Monday, B12 on Tuesday, A34 Wednesday, B34 Thursday, and on Friday, A56. In a minute, I'll talk to you about flex time and advisory, but this is sort of just the overview of what's coming up next week. So flex time, just a reminder, use this time to your advantage. This is a great time to call in students who haven't finished any of their work or finished some of their work. This is going to be on every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This can also replace what you were traditionally doing on Thursdays if students haven't finished an assessment, or even if a student wants to come in and get some extra help, that's a perfect space for them to do that. I also want to let everybody know that on Tuesdays, the expectation is that all students should be checking in for advisory. So please take attendance and keep track of students who aren't showing up. Molly has put up some suggested lessons for you to check in with students, and that's going to be located on PowerSchool Learning on Haiku. And just to reiterate the importance this space to connect with students, check in, see how they're doing, and see if there's any students that are having a hard time, and notifying either Nella or Maria Jose or Casey, somebody from the student life team, if you see that there is an issue.
Also, during this time, we want to make sure that we find balance in our lives. So don't forget to disconnect from your screens during recess and lunch. Take stretch breaks, drink water. You're not required to be accessible 24 hours a day. So turn off your phone, turn off your computer, step outside, take deep breaths, and really find balance. Also, make sure you maintain your daily routine and habits. It's important to have a schedule and to build that routine that we naturally have in our lives. Also, thank you so much for your flexibility about PowerSchool Learning Haiku. I know that we've had some ups and downs this past week, but we're working with Haiku and PowerSchool Learning and working with them, and they know what's going on. If you have any technical difficulties with PowerSchool Learning or Teams, please email technology@lincoln.ed.cr so that they can keep a record of what we're experiencing from our homes with our technology, and they can also talk with PowerSchool Learning or Microsoft to figure out how to maybe help us out. Also, check the Lincoln Virtual Campus PLC on Teams. It's a great resource for sharing ideas, collaborating, anything that's working, anything that's not working. It's a great place to sort of see how other teachers are using this time and doing their distance teaching and learning. Also, we're going to be sending a video out early next week on how to add restrictions on Teams. We know that there are some features that teachers would like to be able to control or turn off, and we're going to be sending that video out soon on how to do that.
Highlights from check-ins, and I want to apologize for the background noise. There's a street right behind me, so you might be hearing some of the cars going past. We being Amanda and myself took some time to jump into a few classrooms this week. Absolutely amazing what we saw. Really want to congratulate everybody for really incorporating the blended learning model. So the asynchronous mixed with the synchronous learning. Teachers chatting at the beginning, doing sort of a live session to start, having students break out and do independent work, and then coming back later on to follow up with students. I also noticed a lot of entry tasks, which I found to be very, very effective. And of course, the exit tickets in each of the classrooms, I saw that teachers were checking in at the very end with students to see that they had completed their work and how the lesson went. Also got some feedback and saw a lot of you taking the time to check in one-on-one with each student, making sure that they understood what they're supposed to be working on, making sure you have that constant feedback going on in the classroom and the learning environment, and even some of you reporting back that you've done some small group video chats, so you have students working in groups, and so you checked in with them in small groups. That's awesome. And I also noticed that this is a great way to differentiate instruction. So some of you had specific groups that you had concerns about student understanding, so you met with those small groups to clarify doubts. And then also the team chats, noticing that it doesn't have to be that you start with a video chat. Some of you are using just the chat feature within Teams as a way of checking in, taking attendance, getting the students started, and then also checking in throughout the lesson. So seeing like the quick writes or just letting them know that they're here. It's a great strategy, and definitely keep it up. Ms. Brown, do you want to add something that you saw this week?
Yeah, I saw a lot of interaction. It was the interaction between teachers and students and students and students, and the video chats, the team chats, all of it's amazing that we are all in our own homes, miles and miles away, kilometers away from each other, and yet we are still having great interaction. So keep up the good work, and thank you so much for helping students stay engaged in their learning right now.
Tuesday after school, just to tell you what the plan is. I know it's going to be going out in writing, but I just wanted to go over it. So on Tuesday, we're going to have the grade level meetings as scheduled. This is going to sort of be our first virtual grade level meeting. We think this is important for multiple reasons. Number one is it's important for us as adults, coming from an experience where we were used to collaborating and working and seeing each other on a daily basis, that we're still connecting. So the Student Life Department has volunteered to run a little circle with each team, just to check in, see how everybody's doing, reflect on how far you've come, and also thinking about looking forward, what plans you have. The second point on the agenda would be to talk about students. I've been following along in the chats. I know there's certain students that are more successful than others. So the idea is to have an online discussion about some of the students that we see that may need the most support, and discuss potential solutions for how we might support them in this transition to online learning. And of course, getting Casey and the guidance counselors involved in that discussion. We also wanted to take the opportunity. We are going to be reaching out to some teachers to see if they'd be willing to share some of the lessons that they've been teaching, some of the lessons we've seen. So just having a space to share some of the tech solutions and strategies that you've been using in your classrooms. Obviously, I can go around and I've seen all these amazing strategies, but sometimes I know that as you're teaching online, you're not seeing what your colleagues are doing, and this would be a great opportunity to share as we hone and sort of build our capacity of teaching online and sort of moving forward into this new learning environment.
We also wanted to say thank you so much for everything that you do. You've really made a difference in our students' lives during this time. You've made a difference in our own lives and everyone's lives. So thank you so much for everything you do. Keep up the great work, and we are here to support you. If you need online support, if you need just a WhatsApp message support, just let me know. I am here to support you, to give you help, to inspire you if you need some inspiration during this time. But thank you so much for everything.
The same. Thank you for your dedication, your commitment, for overcoming all the hurdles that you have and just the positive nature that you're handling this with. Really is making a difference in our students' lives. They see that you guys are positive. They see that you're enthusiastic, and that's contagious. And that's what they need. They need the greatest sense of normalcy right now, just because of the amount of stress that they're handling and the uncertainty that they're dealing with. And I know that we're all dealing with the same thing, but it's great that each and every one of you is a rock for your students. So keep up the great work, and absolutely blown away. And as always, middle school rocks. So I'm gonna send a virtual fist bump to everybody. Keep it up. Thank you very much, and we'll be checking in again this week.
Bye.
Bye.